You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Now for a lesson.
Konbanwa, Anime Otaku Show e yokoso. Good evening. Welcome to the Anime Otaku Show.
You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean.
Remember, we will be discussing all episodes up to the ones we talk about tonight. Anata go Sopora o Kinishi Nanara Soyo. If you don't mind spoilers, welcome.
Go beyond! Plus!
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, I am back.
We tried.
Welcome.
I'm sorry. We couldn't contain him. He was too powerful.
Get this fucking manga off my precious anime otaku show because I am here, and this is episode number 28. I am CJ Boat, and joining me into the magical world of anime are, of course, Josh Power McGrath.
Yo.
Carrie, special skill, Sage, confirmed, Wilcox.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Hi, Gary.
I'm distracted by cake because Chocolate Lady got me cake.
Justin, put my PC in the bath. Carol.
Or they don't do that.
The truest of friends.
The truest of friends.
It was still plugged in.
That
Don't
was
try
the
this.
point.
Gotta let it really power cycle.
Yes.
But
Delbert, broken neck head banging sand.
wait.
What's up?
My neck hurts just looking at that.
Not good enough. Not good enough. You got to go all the way back.
But who has 50-foot power cables on their computer?
Somebody who has a very specialized set of capabilities on their PC.
A lot
Yeah.
of bathrooms these days have outlets in them, or you could have just gotten an extension cord.
He has a very particular set of skills.
And that voice asking that was Raul Sundere Dragon Garza.
Veldora is the best. Oh, God.
Not like I wanted you to be my friend anyway, Bucka.
Babaka.
I'm getting from the chat we might not have sound.
No.
We do have sound.
I can't.
I'll go check.
Yeah, check it. Okay, cool. Rhino says check your settings, Scoop. Okay.
Okay, Rhino has sound.
Okay.
Coop might have muted at some point last time he watched us and never unmuted.
Yeah.
Check the mute, if the tab is muted.
I can hear everybody.
Okay. It was like I was about to unmute it, then I realized that my mixer is through this getup right now, and so we would just feed everything back through.
Combo breaker.
As we discovered every time that I run any streams whatsoever, it is very easy for me to just have sound loop forever and horrifying effects, especially when we're playing Friday the 13th. Hey, Josh, what are we talking about tonight?
I mean, okay, sure.
Josh, what are we talking about tonight?
My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 25, Unrivaled. Cells at Work, Season 1, Episode 13, the finale, Hemorrhagic Shock, Part 2, Zombieland Saga. Oh, well, I should say that we're doing 2 finales and 3 pilots today, so
Yeah, we is.
we're looking at fun times today. Zombieland Saga, Episode 1, Good Morning Saga, and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Episode 1, The Storm Dragon, Veldora, and Radiant, Episode 1, The Young Sorcerer, Seto.
Spoiler alert, I
Kaiba?
liked 4 of these.
You what?
I liked 4 of these.
Indeed.
All right. So should we start with the beginning or start with the end?
We should start with the end. Let's get the
Let's
thing
start with
that...
the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we need to wipe the board clean before we pick up anything new.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start with Cells at Work first because I think that's the one we can talk about least.
Well, I mean, especially because we called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 100% on the ball with this one.
Yeah, I mean, because we all know medical procedures.
Yes. Yeah, they were not going to end this with like this is not the kind of anime that ends with everything the screen going black.
Everybody died.
Yeah, this is not
No, that
Cells at
doesn't
Work
work
Black.
black.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
no.
exactly. If this was Cells at Work Black, or like, I mean, there's been a few anime that do that, but like this was never touted to be that. So it was never going to be everybody dies. Like
I was kind of hoping them zoom out and the person actually looks like red blood cell, the main red blood cell.
That would be pretty cute. I mean, unless we were watching like Gare Zero, where the first episode is a bunch of characters set up, and then literally everybody dies in the first episode, and they start with a new cast on episode 2.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merle is
This,
the ghost
this
on the
was,
show right now.
yeah, this was never that show. So yeah, everybody lived, everybody was happy. It was a deeper, as been proven with our fluff shows as of late.
I don't think everybody lived though, because they didn't actually show Red Blood Cell's senpai
Yeah, they did.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see her at all near the end, but maybe I just
She was there.
she was
You
stuck in
like
the
you like
background.
glimpsed her. I mean, this is a kids show, so yeah. I mean, it points out to
They aren't going to kill any faces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of this person's blood cells did die horrible, asphyxiating deaths, but the ones that matter, quote unquote, are gonna live because it's a kid show.
Yeah, exactly. I think this actually aired during like normal kids programming time in Japan too. So yeah, so this was never going to be anything super major. And like unlike like how to train your mummy dragon, like there was no like hard left turn. We get the hard left turn last time, but there was no hard left turn on this episode in particular. Like
Yeah.
there was like even the red blood cells that were brought in like were the same. Like
I mean,
it was
their design was a little bit different, but
little-
They had slightly different uniforms, and
Why
they
is your
had
uniform
a
different?
they had a different regional accent.
yeah, like
Like
other,
I couldn't place what it was, but it was a different accent, which was adorable.
and they all seem to be more mature, so making me think that this is either a preteen or a teenager still. Like
That, and I think the uniforms on the on the transfusion blood cells, they had like satchel bags instead of
yeah,
fanny packs like the ones we're used to seeing.
yeah. So I still to this day still think that this was maybe not a young kid, but a teenager.
Certainly not an older person.
Yeah,
Someone who makes
Right.
a lot of mistakes and
Yeah.
stupid choices. Let's call him Jack.
yeah.
It's Jack.
And then there was, but then like the person that they got the transfusion from was an older person. So
Yeah, it was an adult because adults are going to be the ones donating blood.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't really give give blood if you're under.
Yeah,
18, right?
So they definitely were not from a child.
yeah, definitely.
I think it's 16.
It might be
I
different.
remember giving blood in high school.
But it's not going to be like a little kid giving
Yeah,
blood.
it's
like-
Yeah.
right.
It's still going to be more mature than.
And I really enjoyed like
Whoever
the
this
blood cells.
motherfucker was.
The red blood cells come in and it's like, okay, we got a job to do. Let's do it.
Yes.
I don't know where we are, but we're supposed to be doing something, and we're gonna do it.
Where did you all come
His
from?
attitude.
I don't know where you all came from. Oh, we were in a tube and suddenly we were here. So we're gonna go do stuff. Bye.
We're gonna go do this shit. Ha-ha-ha.
And they're like, yeah, this is much better than being in that tube.
Yeah.
So,
We were stuck there for a while.
This
Speaking
place is
of
different, but I love it.
this, how great Cells at Work has been. Carrie and I have been watching these YouTube videos. This doctor has been watching
Yes.
Cells at Work.
I
Yeah.
saw
Dr.
that.
Hope.
So
Great.
good. Yes, that guy is
And
amazing. I
he
love
just
watching.
posted a second episode for the second episode, and it's so fantastic to watch because not only is he, glowingly praising just how accurate this show has been, but you can actually see where he's like getting into it.
He gets super
Yeah.
into it, and it's
Eh.
fun watching him ID all of the pathogens before they get ID'd on the show.
Yeah,
Which
like,
shows
he
you
gets
just
so
how good
into
of a
it.
job they did of designing them.
He gets so into it, as well as like pausing it and like elaborating on spots.
And watching
where-
his face light up when the platelets showed up.
That's
I
great.
have not seen episode 2 yet, but I did see episode 1, and that was.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
And it's apparently going to be an ongoing series because people keep telling him to watch more.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So I mean that's pretty much it on Cells at Work. I enjoyed the season. it still felt like, and I understand that it was never supposed to be JoJo, but it felt like a C- JoJo to me.
It was baby's first JoJo.
It was baby's first JoJo, 100%. And
Spoiler,
Introduction
we
to
find out
Stand
later
101.
Spoiler, we find out that this
What
character
age?
they're all part of is actually JoJo.
yeah, right.
So, what age would you let a child watch this?
Don't take my parenting for advice, but my kids watched all these episodes. They,
Yeah,
they
I mean-
learned a hell of a lot of stuff out of it. Like,
I would say 8 to 10 because a lot of what they go into is a little
yeah,
heavy on the like special words that most younger kids wouldn't be able to pick up.
yeah. But then again, my kids never really were taught. This is the baby word for this. This is the baby word for that. My kids know what everything is. So it's
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in a family of bibliophiles who deliberately used big grown-up words in front of me, so I would ask what they meant.
yeah. And it's what we do
basically,
with
like,
ours too, so.
Given that I don't think there's a dub for this, my opinion would be as soon as they're old enough to read subtitles.
I'm gonna check Hulu, which is a weird place for dubs to be recently. Like,
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Like, is there a dub for this? It would be great.
not on Funimation. Can you search Hulu without being a member? Because that would be fantastic.
I sent a link to the channel on Slack. You guys should look at it and then enjoy for a moment.
All right, so I can log in. I don't want to,
Aww.
Hulu. Stop.
Click
No.
it.
Hulu, no. Just let me. Just.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
What was that?
Gotta play videos.
Oh.
I don't know what happened, but it was incredible.
Oh.
Poopy.
Thank you for the warning.
So wait.
Oh
did
my God.
Hulu get rid of their free level?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh,
That is the best website ever.
I hate you, Justin.
It's the cutest.
Oh my God.
Got me again.
I need to set it to Twitch. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Ooh,
search for it,
definitely.
CJ.
No, there doesn't seem to be a dub available. Like just the quick search that I did with Cells at Work dub doesn't give me one. So I mean,
It's suddenly got a mark on my computer.
that's about it. Like it was a good run. Like we learned things, and Cells at Work, you've done your job.
And I'm hoping that it did well enough to get season 2.
They
Yes.
must have.
Or the
I-
spin-out of it.
Looking at the sales charts, they absolutely had to have.
I mean, with the
Because this
with
is
the
worth every
pedigree
penny.
of like anything by the JoJo people, just
David
print-
Production, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they print money at this point, so it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those things that they put their stuff, they put their name behind it. Like they're gonna get at least the season 2, so maybe moving on to the other things. Most likely not Black, but the other Cells at Work things. So
Black
Right.
might come season 3 if they go that far.
yeah, they would have to market it way different though. They would have to
Oh, yeah.
definitely market it as Cells at Work Black. They would not be able to market it as
Yeah,
Cells at
that
Work.
would not be a season 3. Cells at Work Black would be its own spin-off series or an OVA.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I
kinda
It
like
would be it'd be a spin-off, but like I'm saying season 3 as opposed as like
the time
after
frame of season 3. Yeah.
yeah, where season 3 would normally come. That's probably where Black would come if they were going to do that.
Yeah. And I would love to see these guys do that from what I was reading of Cells at Work Black. Yeah, please give me that. Like, I want to see that level of stupid ridiculousness.
Right.
Just make it JoJo in
Yeah.
the body.
Exactly. JoJo, but with erection. All right, moving on to My Hero Academia.
Speaking of erections,
Speaking of erections, season 3, episode 25, a naked kid beats up every other kid. Moving on.
Tintin is OP as fuck.
I heard 1010, like the Naruto character, and I'm like, who the fuck?
I mean, that was a long ass running joke for way back in the day for me.
Also, Tintin, The Adventures of Tintin, that racist cartoon that was out like back in the 60s.
Yes.
Yeah, naked kid beats up all the other kids. Moving on. This wasn't a great season finale for me.
I thought
it
that
was a
was
very-
fantastic.
it was a very odd place for there to be a season finale, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just introduced the big three, and they give you the fact that this kid gets naked and beats the crap out of other kids. And yes, I guess explanations of his powers as well, but or something. I don't know.
This could have gone at the beginning of season 4.
Yeah, this is exactly like what I was saying with the ending of Shokugeki. We're currently in where I thought the next season was going to be picking up.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to end with them getting their provisional licenses.
That would have been the smart place to do it.
I mean, to be fair, they could have even ended at the end of last episode,
Yeah,
24, and left it like, here are the big three, and then scene.
Yeah, because the only one of the characters, in my opinion, of course, but then again, purely subjective, the only one who I give a rat's ass about is Lady Girl.
And the only one that got any development was Tintin.
Yeah, Rin Tin Tin.
The rest of them were gone.
So at least now I know how to remember his name. He's Rin Tin Tin, Canine Cop. Got it. Okay.
I mean, I prefer Vault Boy, but
yeah, I always saw him as Pit Boy.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, he's kind of like Pit Boy.
He does look like Hulk Hogan and Fallout Boy had did the fusion dance. But yeah, like this was a very weird place to end the season for such a great season. Like, I kind of wish they would have ended on the last episode.
It was definitely a misstep, but I can't say too much because then my manga reader bias starts coming out.
Drink.
But
close enough.
I'm glad that they at least gave you enough of the character so far to understand a portion of what makes him part of the big three.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you actually get the breakdown of how his quirk is not inherently strong. He worked his ass off to make it strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part I really liked. Like,
coupled with the fact that like Deku was like, I don't even know this guy. He didn't even place last year. Where did he come from?
Yeah, remember we were I actually had forgotten that it was addressed, but I remember us talking last episode about how, like, oh yeah, Deku probably knows all these guys because he watched the sports festival, and they actually call back to that.
Yeah, it was literally this guy did nothing last sports episode, last sports festival, so Deku's like, I don't even know what he can do.
But we do get to see Deku's real superpower at work, where he analyzes and figures out exactly where Mirio is going to be and what his next move is going to be. And Mirio's like, oh, this one caught on. I like you.
This one's interesting.
Trouble Boy's fascinating. Cool.
Yeah. Just because he can predict doesn't mean that he can actually defend himself against him.
Yeah, but that's the first step.
Sure did.
And that was actually the entire point of Mirio's power is you can do things, but you have to know how to follow up on it.
Yeah,
you know,
and he specifically trained himself to be able to do things where he's able to follow up on stuff.
His quirk, I think, would be absolutely terrifying if it just all spontaneously came out. Like, he jumps out of bed one day and then falls through his floor. Like, that would be horrifying.
Or alternatively, the other direction, where he's asleep, falls through his bed, wakes up, and goes shooting into the atmosphere.
Oh God, yes.
Talking about real sleep apnea pain.
Yeah, like this poor kid suffers from sleep apnea his entire life, and just all of a sudden stops breathing during sleep one night, falls through the floor, kicks back in, film.
I mean, that's what sleep apnea basically feels like, and that's what it is you just stop breathing in the middle of the night. That's the thing that's actually happening to him while he's using his powers, is that he can't breathe, can't see, can't do nothing. And here's my counterpoint to everything that you guys are talking about why I think that it was a good ending to the season. A, you get a lot of parallels to Mirio looking just like Prime era All Might, looks real cool with the shading. And number two, you get introduced to Sir Night-Eye, who is All Might's sidekick. And I think that's a great way to end a season, to say, oh shit, he had a sidekick. This guy is working under the internship for him. I want to see what happens next.
Did they mention that?
Yes, they did.
For like 2 seconds.
I watched this
Yeah.
episode twice and I didn't
He's
pick
the
up.
guy in the
unfortunately,
suit, right?
You don't get the name. He's the guy in the glasses with the black hair with the gold streaks.
Ah,
They did
They
mention the sidekick,
They
though.
don't give his name. Mirio only refers to him as Sir.
ah.
But
Oh,
his,
okay, that guy.
His hero name is Night Eye.
Okay.
It's Sir Night Eye.
And I think
Also,
Gran
like-
Torino mentions him like once when Deku calls to be like, "Hey, do you know anyone I can intern with?" And Gran Torino's like, why don't you ask All Might? He can introduce you to somebody like his fucking sidekick."
Yeah.
And Deku's like,
And
Legs.
Deku, of course, knows who this person is.
"Yeah,
Because Deku's been a super fanboy of All Might for years now, so he's excited about learning. He's excited about meeting Sir Night Eye. And
So-
he doesn't
He
know that
probably didn't
Mirio is
consider-
connected. So
Yeah, he probably didn't even consider Night Eye as an option.
But
Funny little side
Until the
anecdote, by the way, speaking of the brief glimpse we got of Sir Night Eye. The girl that he's talking to
Mhm.
She
with the
blue.
ridiculous underboob and blue skin,
yes.
that's
Underboob.
Bubble Girl.
Underbloob.
she was a fan
actually
creation.
a fan-designed character that won a contest.
Nice. Also, Justin, you literally pointed out two reasons why why this episode did not make a good season finale.
Why?
The shading on a single character and a slight tag. That is not good reasons for this to be a good season finale, my dude.
Opinions.
I'm not saying it's not a good episode. I'm saying it wasn't a good season finale.
I'm on the fence about it because
Here's my
again,
manga reader bias. I
yeah,
know what's coming next, and that's exciting.
That's where the bias is coming
And
in.
I don't care.
It wasn't a strong finish for a season, but it makes me super fucking excited because I know what's coming up.
And
also
you-
we already were super excited about what's coming up anyway." So
Yeah, that's just it though. Like for those who don't read the manga, it's not a good
It
season
wasn't
finale.
a strong off point. I get that. That's completely
Because-
understandable.
Yeah, it's great for those who actually know what's coming and they're like, "Oh my god, they introduced all these awesome characters," but I'm like, "Why do I care about these people?"
Yeah, I literally don't care. And everyone's like, "Oh, big three, big three, big three." I posted in our Discord, Bang Discord, geek-io.net/Discord, that I still don't care. Like like I said, the only one who showed any kind of personality was the girl whose name I don't remember.
Isone.
Neji,
And you both said it at the same time, and I still don't know her fucking name.
No, it's Nejire Hisone, I believe.
Okay,
No, Nejire Hado. Sorry.
I'll think of a witty, stupid nickname before the next season. Don't worry.
Excited Chan.
And excited Chan works. But and then we got the explanation of Rin Tin Tin's power, which is cool, but like it's like you don't want to end your shonen season on the wall. Like you want to start your season with the wall. That's the reason why this season started so good, because you had that dude, I've already forgotten his name, muscle dude.
Mirio.
muscular.
Yeah, muscle dude, you know, that guy. You started off this season like pretty much ramping directly into him, which is a good way to start a season. So you started the season with a wall and you're ending the season with a wall.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were gonna hold the big three until next season.
And
That's where I thought the organic like stopping point would be.
If I'm
But-
feeling really opinionated about this, I say episode 23 was the place you could have ended it.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, you didn't even need to introduce the big three into this one, but if you absolutely wanted to bring your manga readers the enjoyment in this one, like, yeah, you do absolutely. You would end on episode 24 where you just introduce the big three and that's it.
Yeah.
That's how you pull in your manga readers. It's kind of like the Game of Thrones people pulling in Coldheart. I'm not going to mention names of who that is. You pull in Coldheart as the last thing that you see in a season. That's how you
Yeah.
bring your book readers in. Like,
Episode 24, it had a lot of stuff that made it a very good season finale.
yeah.
It had the big three showing up. It had all the backstory of Twice and the other major
Yes.
villain. Like it would have been such a great way to end it, saying, "Hey, you've seen all the hero candidates.
find
learning.
out what happens next season.
Yeah. this is what the villains have been doing, and oh god, we're gonna have a fight in the next season.
Yeah, like
I'm still mad at what they did to Overhaul.
Oh, his look.
Oh, the toucan beak.
He looks so dumb. That makes me angry.
Hopefully they see the ridiculous amount of memeage going on and tone it down.
I mean, yeah, from a person who doesn't know him from the manga outside of the memes, like, yeah, he doesn't look great. Like, he looks like a weird, like, plague doctor looking guy without the cool.
I mean, it would look cool if he had his regular mask. He'd still look like a plague doctor looking guy, but he would look gritty and normal looking and not having a giant toucan beak.
Yes. Yeah. No, and that's why
Where's
I like
my Fruit Loops, bitch?
oh, this knows.
Brother, may I have some loops?
But like again, because this is what I do, I know who Overhaul is, and I know like because again I read things, just not the manga because f you guys. That's why. Also time. Like I know who Overhaul is, and I've seen his pictures and things like that. I understand what he is. I'm like, yeah, that guy really kind of got the shaft in this. Hopefully they do kind of realize the art direction was weird on him and just course correct it before it's too late.
We will see what happens, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah.
I had a point and then it went away. Anyways.
Yeah, and so that was the end of the season for My Hero. It was a great season. This was a fan-fucking-tastic season.
Oh,
Episode 23 had the best fight choreography of a show I've seen in a long time.
This series
Oh my
is like
God.
a staple of the summer season.
Oh yeah, like I think this might be my favorite season of the three of them. Like because
sure.
you just had so much go on.
Yeah.
That was my point actually, and I think that's why they basically extended the season the way they did to the episodes that they didn't necessarily need. Is depending on where they decide to cut season 4, there is a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
So I think they wanted to get as much of the quote unquote busy work, such as the introduction of the big 3 and the very, brief breakdown of Mirio and his abilities out of the way, because there's a shitload that's about to happen. And I don't know how they're going to fit it all into one season.
Hey,
I
chat.
have faith in them to do that just
Oh, yeah.
fine.
No. Hey, chat. What should his stupid nickname be for next season? Mario or Rin Tin Tin? Let me know.
Hit Boy.
No, I like mine. I like mine better.
Le Million.
Mario or Rin Tin Tin? Let me know.
But yeah, like just the amount of things that they accomplished this season was absolutely incredible, and so many hallmark, like keystone episodes that having one of them would make a season, and we had like 3 or 4.
Yeah, just the United States of Smash would have been enough to just decimate an entire season. Like, and then it kept going past that.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a great way to end a season if they wanted to do it that way.
yeah, on any lesser show, that would have been where you ended it, and that would have been it. But like, no,
Arguably, that could have been a series finale for
Yeah.
some.
But no, they went beyond.
Plus Ultra.
Remelon, no. All right, so yeah, all right, My Hero, we love you. We will see you next spring, most likely.
I believe it comes back in April.
Next spring.
Yeah, I haven't.
I
seen
love
anything
birthday gifts
about
from
it.
My Hero.
Right.
So if they do another 25 episode season, probably 24. Let's keep it normal. They
Yeah.
will get to probably one tankobon, one volume worth of manga before current run right now, because we're pretty close. We're about 50, 60 chapters.
At that point, they may actually do animated illegals for at least half a season.
I'm 100% thinking that if they ever actually do illegals, they're going to run a season of illegals and a season of the regular show at the same time.
I don't know. That seems like something that this show would do to prevent doing filler. Like, because you don't want this show doesn't strike me as filler, like having full blown filler arcs. Like,
I just don't think that'll work because it's like the guy doesn't do the art or the story for it. He just he just helps out with the storyboarding and stuff like that, and made the world. He doesn't do the art or the actual dialogue or characters or anything like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah, My Hero Academia Illegals. It's a spin-off spin-off series of MHA. It's really good.
About unlicensed heroes.
Yes.
yeah,
It's actually really good. I have read it. All right. Zombieland Saga.
Oh boy.
I am really happy that I'm so happy that they did not give off any of the story points for the series on the promotional videos. Also, another thing about the series is that it's produced by Cygames, who's like my favorite mobile game developer. Cygames is really moving on up in the world. I mean, they've got like 4 animes now. They did that Uma Musume series. They're doing this series. They sponsor a soccer team.
There's at least 2 mobile games I have on my phone right now that are Cygames.
Dragalia Lost, Grand Blue Fantasy, Rage of Bahamut, and Shadowverse are they're still running ones right now.
I have both Dragalia Lost and Shadowverse on my phone right now, and they're just brilliant.
I've been trying to reroll on Dragalia Lost for like the last week, and I'm just not getting anything, so I might not even play it. Either way, let's get to this shit. This is hilarious. Truck-kun strikes in 3 minutes, a new world record.
Yeah, see, the funny thing was going into this, the show opens up, and as soon as words start coming out of this dumb bitch's mouth, I'm like, you are going to die the second you set foot out of this house.
Poof, she dies the
And
second.
sure enough, poof,
Yeah,
death
so,
metal.
Like,
Yeah,
Truck-kun did his job and didn't even send her to another world.
Yeah, I was watching that episode at work, and I'm like, I don't know what it's about. Let's watch it. Okay, this starts out pretty standard for an idol anime. Hits by a truck. What the hell?
Yeah, where are we going with this?
That was the sad part. Was the writing was on the wall because she wasn't just raising death flags for herself. She was throwing up like death fireworks with every line of dialogue she spat out. It's like, oh, you are going to die horribly very soon.
I just didn't expect it to happen in the first 2 minutes.
3 seconds later,
boom, dead.
Smack.
Like
cue the death metal.
Yes.
And
was
that
great.
went on.
The
That
episode,
went on
I'm
for so
surprised.
long.
It
I
really
mean,
did.
they had to do a credit scene.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, I don't like screaming metal. I like metal style music. I do not want to be screamed unintelligibly at. So that immediately takes points off of this show for me. I also don't like idol shows. So that immediately takes points off this show for me.
This is where the darkest timeline shows up, where Josh is from this timeline. I like both of those things.
I like that they are subverting tropes, but the exact subject matter is definitely not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I watched this show and I can appreciate other people absolutely loving it, and I can appreciate why they absolutely love it. It honestly did nothing for me.
Just
The main character does
shaking your
not.
head, which does not work on a primarily audio format.
I know.
The main character did not show any redeeming characteristics whatsoever in the first episode.
That's the point.
She spent the
Yeah.
entire episode screaming.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
This is a weird like take on Evil Dead and on the zombie on the idol format, like, and I fucking love it. And it's obviously meant to be like a B horror movie kind of thing, like, and this is exactly what I wanted. Like
I am personally surprised at how much I actually liked episode 1 because I don't like idol anime either, and watching this first episode just made me like so amused and so happy that they're doing this.
Now, here's the real actual thing. Here's the real reason why Zombieland Saga is going to be a great show. Really great show.
Yeah.
Mamoru Hiyano. He is probably now that I really know what he's done, now that I really appreciate him, that he's the voice actor for the producer. And he is the voice actor for Hoin Kyoma from Steins Gate, and he's thrown out real great like Kyoma vibes, and they're great. And he's gonna be like the super redeeming factor of this.
He's probably going to be the best character
Oh, absolutely.
as a side
I
character.
mean, he's the only one with character so far.
It's great, and that's all that actually matters at this point.
Exactly. Like that's what I said. Like I was listening to the anime, like I didn't look into any of this at all. And I was listening to it, and I'm like, I hear his voice, I'm like, no, there's no way it's this guy. There is no, and then he started going like over the top. I'm like, it's totally Hoin Kyoma. Yes.
It's great.
I'm in.
I'm saying so. Here's my last thing about this. We could skip out on Zombieland if we have 2-3 people that don't like the show. Let's give it the
Zombieland Saga is getting a dub.
Oh my god, really?
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Let's at least do 3 episodes of all 3 of these shows that we got on here and actually make a decision about what our schedule is going to be.
Episode try. It's immediately starting off in negative points in my book.
I do have high hopes for season 2, episode 2, season 2. For episode 2, considering at the end of this episode, all the non-characters actually started waking up. So hopefully there's going to be more happening in episode 2.
Yeah. All right. So moving on into that time I got reincarnated as a slime, also known as that show that I legitimately got angry at Justin about.
Yeah. Slime anime.
Yeah, that's much better than names I don't understand.
It's on the fucking title card. Let's continue.
I don't care. I don't read Japanese.
It's not even on the. It's in English on the title card.
No, it's not.
Moving on. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. So isekai.
This guy is straight up. Okay, go ahead.
The isekai genre, I have to say, I am so fucking tired of beginning a series synopsis with so-and-so dies and is reincarnated into another world. Just fucking stop already.
How many isekai series have you seen?
Not a lot. I'm tired of seeing them pop up everywhere.
It's not going to stop.
I know it's not, but I'm still allowed to be tired of it. That being said, this show is actually really fucking cute.
It is. Fantastic. Another show that you should watch is Re:Zero. That's probably the only other. It's probably like the other isekai that I actually will say, hey, everybody should go watch the show. It's actually very good. And then another series that's coming out next season.
Going to be able to get past the first time the main character is brutally murdered, let alone the second and the third and the
58th and the 190th. There's another series coming out next season, which I'm very excited about. I hope you guys would probably enjoy this one. Is the Tale of the Shield Hero. That is probably one of my favorite light novel series.
I am legitimately looking forward to.
Yeah, I read the light novel for that series. I read the manga for that series. It's all very, very entertaining. It's got really good points in favor of the isekai genre. I'll say pretty much all the other isekais pretty freaking garbage, but this one's cute. This one's got tsundere dragons. It's got a cute slime creature. It turns into a cute boy girl when he turns into a human.
Weird ninja freaking
androgynous humanoid.
Yes,
androgynous humanoid. You got best boy, throwing a PC into a tub of water.
Yeah.
And naming his son after him.
Yeah, so new best wingman of guy who threw his friend's PC into the tub.
Will literally not show up ever again in the series, but he is a legend in episode 1.
Yes.
So I'm here dying from a stab wound. Please Take my
That's a man
computer.
with very particular tastes. He had a request. He had to make it.
I really hope that at some point during the series we're going to flash back to the other world and it's going to be him and his wife in the hospital and naming their kid after that guy.
That would be beautiful. I'm really okay with. So, a lot of people were going to say that this adaptation is going to be garbage because blah 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 manga. I read a couple chapters of that. I'm definitely not up to date with this thing at all. But a lot of people were talking about like what the pacing is going to be in the series, and people are going to say that the anime is going to completely ruin the pacing. But they announced that this is going to be 24 episodes in a row, not split core or anything like that.
Wow.
So they actually have room to adapt everything into something that's going to be nice, comfy, fantasy. And I really like the UI that they used in this. Like the isekai UI is usually something that's just fucking boring windows that pop up in front of your face when you want to look at your stats.
No, this was real cool.
Yeah, I either like my isekai where they don't do a UI like with RE0 or like doing a different UI, unlike like SAO and most of those other ones that do this, like it doesn't like it's just boring little pop-up blips in front of the character like and they don't ever matter. Like this one matters. This UI.
Yeah, there's the thing about this UI is it doesn't feel like a UI. When you look at it as an experience, it looks like the sort of thing that experiencing something higher than yourself would look like.
Yeah.
You're experiencing an entity.
Yeah, they managed to make it feel godly.
Yeah.
They didn't beat you over the head with the AI concept. It seemed like this is something that you can't really perceive.
Yeah.
There's another series, another friggin' isekai series, but this is the other one that I'm actually excited about. It's called Kumaga Nani Desu Ka, which is I'm a spider, so what? And it's about a girl in a classroom who dies and becomes a spider. And it's just a little spider going around in caves and trying to survive. And it's the cutest thing in the world. It's great. It even gets to the point that like she starts to get like more powerful and starts to like split her brain into different personalities to try and take over different tasks for her. It's great. And the UI for the skills and stuff like that is just like this one. It's more like an entity that is talking to her to say, hey, these are what these are for, blah, 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 blah. It actually has depth to it. I like it. I like the show. It's very cute.
Yeah, like even probably my favorite isekai with Knights and Magic, like that even then, like it just doesn't feel like that point even needed to be made. Like the fact that it needed to be made to be shoved into the isekai genre is irritating. Like
yeah, because Knights and Magic stands perfectly well enough on its own.
Yeah, and they very rarely reference back to like after the first few episodes, once he's become his own self, like they don't really reference that again, and they don't need to. But it's the fact that it's touched with that is irritating. I have a bad feeling that this one is going to do the annoying thing of keep hearkening back to his previous life.
I mean, they do that fairly often in Knights and Magic. They talk about him being a robot fanatic a bunch, and that was who he was in the previous life. I mean, it doesn't fit the world that he's in that anybody else is as into robots as he is. I think that harkens back pretty hard.
Yeah,
but either way, it's splitting hairs.
I hope they don't reference his old life a lot in Slime, because like this episode, he seemed to like take to being a slime very quickly. He was like, I don't even care anymore. Whatever. This is a lot of fun.
This is fucking awesome.
I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat this dragon. I'm gonna get a lot of these cool powers. Like,
yeah, I'm legit hoping they never talk about who he used to be, because I don't care who he used to be. I care about the slime.
Yeah, because who he used to be was completely ordinary.
Yeah. Which I like the fact that they had to mention that immediately in the first episode. They were like, I'm 37 and I lead an ordinary life. I'm like, oh God.
I've never had a girlfriend. Okay, this is what we're doing. All right.
There we go.
I am a great sage.
Yeah, talk about
Great sage
death flags immediately.
Right.
Great.
Was
same.
not expecting a random ass dude running down the streets of Tokyo with a huge, like 12-inch long knife, though.
Oh yes, the murder hobo.
Yeah, like the only thing I want to know about his old life is who that guy is and why he was running down the street holding a
Right?
knife. Who was his
And then
target?
he just stabbed this one guy and then ran off.
Nobody else.
Like
He's
what
a
was his
murder
goal
hobo.
here? he ran past how many people and he just targeted this one person.
This one dude. All right. So like, yeah, I legitimately enjoyed this one. I watched episode 2 as well, and like, it's so good. Like, I'm so in.
Still haven't seen episode 2, but I will definitely go watch that.
It is good.
Yeah, I didn't even realize episode 2 had been posted. Otherwise, I would have watched it.
Yeah, same.
Because-
I saw it pop up. Somebody mentioned it on the Slack, and I'm like, oh god, there's another episode. Crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
isn't it a Monday release show?
Yeah.
It has to be.
as much as I dislike the isekai genre, in a similar vein that I dislike idol anime, like this show immediately pulled me in.
That dragon is the best. Like, oh, it's been sealed here for 300 years. It just wants friends.
Yes.
It's bored.
Do you want to be my friend? You presume to tell the storm dragon Veldora you're my friend? You don't want to. It's fine. I didn't say that.
But yeah, like same, Josh. Like, I don't give a shit about isekai, but this show is really cute.
This is also getting a dub, and I'm super excited for that one too.
And like I'm really looking forward to seeing how the character progresses, because I like the fact that it's essentially a Digimon right now.
Yeah.
It is a rapidly evolving entity. And if just the next episode alone is any indication, this has the potential to get really fucking hilariously ridiculous. Because
Yes.
where does it stop? How strong does this slime get?
Just with some of the characters though that are put on the intro that you'll see in the next episode, I am afraid you guys are going to start stomping your feet at it a little bit.
Of course.
That's
I
all.
mean, I've seen boobs already.
Yeah, there's boobs and there's the lolly person, and like I'm afraid that that's going to be an instant turn off for you guys.
It really depends on how they flavor the characters is the thing. Because I don't necessarily hate those character archetypes unless they already have extremely negative connotations pretty much built right into them. Like, even though it went down the shitter anyways, when I saw the Wolf Twins in Grand Crest, it's like, oh, look, they're popularizing on the capillarity of the Oni twins from Re-Garbage. I mean...
Yep.
Anime that you... Never mind. All right.
For me, it really depends on how they treat the rest of the characters. Like, if the only substance to those characters is in their shirts, then it's a turnoff. But for example, in Shokugeki, Erina and Alice are both boobs characters, but they have substance to them. They have actual characters. They have motivations and likes and dislike and wants. So
Soma, and Soma.
Yeah.
But it's easier to tolerate the tropes I dislike when there's things about the characters that I can also like.
Yeah. Also, knowing that this is getting a dub, I really, 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 really want to see Chris Sabat as the dragon.
Oh, I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee that's the voice. That's the dragon. Because I mean, that's
I just want to hear him. I just want to hear him be Tsundere. I just think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, like I can guarantee. I can almost guarantee that he's going to be the dragon. All right.
It just feels like he's going to be. I still want to call it and see it.
Let's move on into our final show that we were talking about this evening, Radiant.
Guys, I could just give a shit about this show, to be honest.
Seriously.
I like
I
the
love
character
the
designs.
concept. I love the character designs. I'm with you, Del. I want this to turn into something good.
Like this first episode was so bad.
Yeah, this was Black Clover bad, by the way.
It was not Black Clover.
Oh,
bad.
yes, it was.
Black Clover manga's fine. This is really derivative of like Rave Master if we're going really far back.
First of all, this was immediately better than Black Clover first episode because I could actually tolerate hearing the main character talk.
I do not like his voice actor at all.
I don't
I don't like him one bit. Like he is definitely
It's not
still,
a great voice, but it's not gargle ball screaming.
he's still Screechy Boy. Like he's not good at
He
all.
sound like it's way.
I'm not saying I love his voice. I am saying I would rather listen to Seth than Shouty McGarglewalls.
Like the only
I
reason
have
why
marbles
Seth,
in my mouth.
the only reason why Seth is any better than Kid from Black Clover is because like he enunciates his words. Other than that, like he's on shit tier level with me as well. Like he's not good at all, and I really hate him.
So there
That's
are a
fair.
couple things about this series that
This is also
I'm-
getting a dub, by the way. So
I'm pretty okay with. Firstly, this is the first French comic publication that I've heard of actually getting an official anime
Yes.
Yeah,
adaptation,
that's
which is
awesome.
pretty cool. Tony Valdasta or something like that. Radiant. It's Tony something. Jeez.
Tony something.
Tony
Hi,
Vivell.
Laura.
Sorry.
Everybody
So-
say hi to Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
So I look at the cover art for the other issues, and it has good character designs. They seem non-generic in some places, seem generic in others. I've seen this. I
Yeah.
posted about this series somewhere else, and they said, "Yeah, it gets good later," but I
Yeah.
hope that this doesn't have an incredibly slow start. I'm going to give it a 3-episode try.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
about this episode, there were very cute little bat creatures. My wife was
Yes.
immediately like, I'm going to make polymer charms out of these things because they're super fucking cute. That was the other thing about Zombieland Saga. That dog mascot is fucking adorable. And
The dog
Yeah.
was one of
Oh
the
my
few
God,
things I liked,
yes.
actually,
yeah, that was great.
because it reminded me of the dog from Beck.
But
And
like,
his name is
yes.
Romero.
but if we,
Yes, the
Romero
Romero
Zombie
joke
dog
was
is
brilliant.
great.
but if like as of these like these ones right here, like if we're dropping any of these, like I would be happy. I would be more than happy never to see Radiant again. Like this first episode turned me off that.
Yeah. Like
Well, like-
arguably the opening is the most interesting part of this because it shows all the interesting designs of the characters. Like
Right.
it shows off so many characters in the opening that I'm like, I don't like this episode, but I want to see this guy. I want to
Yeah,
see.
I want to know what's up with the Mecha Pig airship.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just 7 deadly sins, but in the sky.
Exactly.
Oh God, CJ, we have stuff to talk about later.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we do.
But yeah, like I wasn't immediately enamored with Seth or the way the first episode went. I like the concept of the world. I want to see where they go with it, and I really like Alma.
Yeah, I would much
Almost-
prefer.
Almost cool as shit.
I would much prefer Alma being the protagonist over
Right.
Seth.
Yes, 100%. And then we got a little tease of really much cooler characters at the end that actually have
That dude looks fucking extra as fuck.
right. And I can't wait.
Super fucking extra.
Like I'm
know-
excited to see more of him, but like the fact that Seth is the pro tag is gonna be an issue for me.
When that guy near the end of the episode happened when he got introduced, my first thought was immediately Spear of Irion.
So happy.
I saw it come in. I'm like, oh my god, the spear is here. God damn it! And then he spoke. I'm like, god damn it!
It's the Japanese spear of Irion.
I will accept this,
The chopsticks
at
of
least until the
Irion.
character turns out to be an asshole, because I think he might.
Right. Yeah, he does kind of have that almost asshole look to him. So, yeah, like of all these, I know you guys had your issues with Zombieland, but hey, it's the fall. We can have a B movie spoopy-ish thing going on for our fall anime.
Don't forget, we still have the skeleton bookstore anime we need to check out.
Yeah.
Oh God, I actually am quite excited about watching that. Carrie, what was that show on Amazon that you wanted to watch?
The one it's by PA Works, the same people who did Amazon or Sakura Quest. It's the one about the witches.
The only thing I'm kind of checked out on already, just from watching the first episodes for this season, is Miss Vampire Who Lives Next Door,
Oh,
Yeah.
hard no on that one.
because fuck lolly porn,
Yeah.
and it's barely a step above that.
Yeah.
And as much as I love giant robots, I just can't get behind space fishing.
No, that was hot garbage.
Yeah, that one. That was a hard episode to get through.
Mech designs are bad. They're barely any better than Gundam Balls, and at least Gundam Balls are hilariously bad.
Wait,
And
what was the name of that show?
Designs.
The space fishing one?
Yeah.
Between
Yeah,
the sky and between the sky and sea.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
a super interesting concept, but all it is the first episode was sexist as fuck spacesuit designs, and look at these girls being absolutely useless.
No, it's based off of a smartphone game, so it's going to be garbage.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's a smartphone game?
So,
Okay, now I understand why they
yeah.
use smartphones so much.
Moving forward in the season, we are going to be watching Gridman, contrary to what Josh thinks. Josh doesn't want us to watch it, but I'm putting my executive order down. I'm saying, fuck you, Josh. We're watching Gridman.
You were setting up this joke for fucking hours, you asshole!
Josh is like, I wanted to watch this, but I changed my mind. Fuck this show. We're never watching it.
You!
Fuck you. I own this network. No, we're watching this show. Also, there's a simul dub for it, so I get to be that hashtag dub watcher. Which makes me happy. I haven't got to do the hashtag dub watcher thing since My Hero stopped being simul dubbed, and it makes me so happy that I get to be the dub watcher again.
All right, I have a couple questions before we continue on. Has anybody else on this channel watched the first 2 seasons of A Certain Magical Index?
No.
I have.
Okay, you're good people, Delbert.
So has everybody here watched the first season of Sword Art Online, by the way?
Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
Never mind. Carrie said no. I'm like, well, we can try Alicization and see if it's any better for us. And Carrie's like, no. I'm like, well, that blows that idea out of the water.
Alicization is quite possibly the best arc of the light novel series.
That's what I've heard everybody say, including like Delbert won't shut his face about it every time he's over at my damn house. So,
Season 1 is good. Season 2 is entirely skippable. Gun Gale Online is actually fun to watch.
That's why I was like, hey, has everybody watched season 1?
Right.
If we had all watched season 1 and just dropped out on season 2 because it was garbage.
I will say that the Gun Gale arc is
yes.
Yeah, Gun Gale is fun.
Good. It's fun, but it also leads directly into what happens in Alicization.
Also introduces Best Girl. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah, at the very least, you can skip all of Alfheim. Nobody gives a shit about that entire game, but Gun Gale is at least worth that little segment of watching, just because it introduces the main beginning for Alicization.
And that's why I was like, hey, if we all watched it, I was going to just say, let's try that, at least a couple of episodes of it. But since Carrie said no, we can't do that.
There's a show that already has 5 episodes out.
Jesus.
Called Double Decker. It came out really early, but it's a Sunrise series.
That looks really interesting.
I spent a while. Apparently, actually not terrible.
Yeah, it's set in the same universe as Tiger and Bunny, which is like Tiger and Bunny was fantastic.
Oh god, Judy Tyson Hyde.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Wait, why did you say Judy Tyson?
Tiger and Bunny. Oh god, Hyde.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, funny. Jeez, I was like freaking out there. This Double Decker and Tiger and Bunny are both drawn by a very the character designs at least are drawn by probably one of the most famous mangaka to ever live. He did Ichigo 100%, and he did Zetman, and he did the new Garo series.
That's not much to speak.
Well, Ichigo 100% is one of the most.
Yeah, no, Ichigo 100% I've heard great things about, but bringing up the new Garo series, that's not a.
I don't know. I've heard nothing but good things about that Garo series. But Zetman is a fantastic manga. Holy crap. Either way, Double Decker is apparently a very fun show to watch. Very much in the suit fighting kind of toku almost. It's made by Sunrise, so it's got really good animation quality. And apparently, from what I'm reading a lot online, it's very fun to watch, and that's what shows should be.
Yeah. It's got to be entertaining is the thing.
So next
I definitely liked the 20 minutes of the first episode that I saw.
So next episode we'll continue on with episodes 2 and 3 of Zombieland Saga, Slime, and Radiant. We're going to do the first couple episodes of Gridman and anything else that kind of happens to catch our attention. We will keep you guys notified in the Discord. Geek
What you guys should really do is watch JoJo's part 1 through 4.
Yeah, like yeah,
Oh, everyone's got time for that.
yeah. Everybody just needs to catch up on JoJo's and Fairy Tail, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll be good.
What's
do it.
what?
Just
24 episodes, 24 hours a day.
Just do a Geek.io watches of JoJo.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But we have to have Justin there, and we got to get him drunk so JFab comes out.
I mean, if you guys want to do a 4-hour stream over a weekend and just give you the synopsis on part 1 so we can start in part 2, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, part one. You do just kind of need the synopsis of, and you can just jump into part 2 because that's where it started catching like what you now fully realize is the JoJo references.
Yeah, part 1 is important. Go
I
ahead.
have your part 1 summary recorded on my old
that
phone.
that can never be played for anybody in public.
Tune in next Monday when we.
Hit us up on Patreon, and we'll get that recording.
Something
And
else that
that's when I
check
destroy
out
the Geek.io servers.
may be interesting. There's actually a series that just started that's about sumo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
really
actually
interested in
one
that
thing
one.
about that. Hinomaru Zumo is very cool. I read the first 50 or so chapters of it. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Is
That
it
actually
super
wasn't a
sports
bad
anime or?
Oh,
it's-
well, sumo was sports, very sports. It's shonen jump sports. So
But I mean, is it going to be one of those things where you have the basketball players calling out fucking attack names and doing physics breaking bullshit?
Why is that a bad thing? You
It-
just
it-
explained
it
the reason
does-
why sports
it
anime
does-
are fucking awesome.
It
So
does
I
kind of
just
feel
need
like
to
that.
know before I go into it.
there's some real differences here because you've got shows like Baby Steps, tennis manga, Prince of Tennis, tennis manga. Baby Steps is 450 times better than Prince of Tennis ever will be. I loved Prince of Tennis,
Yes.
but it's a bad show. It's a bad series. Tennis shouldn't
I'll give
produce
you the
black
Dale squeak
holes
on that
on a
one.
swing.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, really appreciate it. If you want a 4-hour stream, well, I will take your 4-hour stream and shove 21 more hours down your throat with Extra Life on November 3rd through the 4th. Our annual stream for charity for the kids. Go over to geek-io.net/extra life for more information on who we are supporting, who is on the team, and what you can do to support us. If you donate while we are streaming, I will be doing giveaways throughout the day for games and a whole bunch of other things. For those who are so inclined to donate to us, you will not have to be live to get the prize though. You just have to not donate anonymously.
Yeah, we have to know who to give the prize to.
Yes.
It's
Right.
helpful.
That is the only thing. If you donate anonymously, cool. Thank you for your support. 100% of it goes to charity. None of it goes to us or to anybody else. No administrative costs. So like Extra Life is such a big deal here in St. Petersburg in general that with the money that was raised last year for Extra Life, All Children's Hospital was able to hire Jen Arnold, who is one of the leading NICU training doctors in the world, to a point where she has a fucking TV show, strictly off of her hiring bonus. Strictly came from Extra Life. Like that is how much that, especially here in the Bay Area, that this is appreciated for to doing this. I mean, I have a personal personal agenda, given how All Children's Hospital saved my son's life. So yeah, Extra Life is a big deal to me. And it should be a big deal to you as well. geek-io.net/extra life. November 3rd, we'll be doing Exploding Dice recordings, probably Geek.io show recordings, a bunch of gaming. Josh mentioned couch co-op for games. Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on.
I'll tell you what, CJ. Just that Saturday, you can grab all the fucking ninja sashes you want.
Yeah.
I still want to do Overcooked.
I mean, I got it on my Xbox.
I can't do more than 2 or 3 hours of I can't do more than 2 or 3 hours of Overcooked without getting very, very angry.
I mean, it's free on the Xbox right now. I'll make sure that I get it. I just need more controllers.
Just be careful not to be hard boiled, Josh.
Yeah. So if you want to email the show, you can do so at show@geek-io.net. Make sure you put anime in the subject line. We'll read it on the show, no matter, well, if it's long as it's not a super long email. All of our social medias are /geekio show, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Go ahead and reach out to us. You remember you can listen to the show live and its sister show, Small Screen Spoiler Show, Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/geekio show. Make sure you smash that love button, get notified when we go live. Also, the ways that you can support the show, patreon.com/geekio, or if you have Amazon Prime, like literally 80% of the American populace, you have free money that could go to us by connecting your Twitch account to your Amazon account and doing Twitch Prime. You literally just click, I want to support these guys with this money, and it says, okay, come back next month. You get all of the benefits of being a subscriber and none of the money that comes out of your paycheck for being a subscriber. It's $2.50 sitting in Jeff Bezos' fat wallet, and we would like thank you.
Take your money back.
Exactly. Do you want Jeff Bezos to have that $2.50? I don't. I want that $2.50.
I want my $2.
Exactly. I could do a lot with that $2. Like feed my children. All right. And of course, our Geek hotline is 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK, where you can leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the show as well. We had a few show title candidates over at geekoshow.showbot.tv and Beach Carry. And somebody's going to read them.
All right, so we've got How to Train Your Mummy Dragon, Baby's First JoJo, Death Fireworks, I'm an Isekai, So What, Tony Something, and the Japanese Spear of Irion.
Tony something.
Tony something.
We've got a pretty good breakaway winner here, it looks like.
I wonder why.
Wait, was that? Wait, where was this? I have to close out Twitch because it doesn't work so great on my computer for some reason.
geekoshow.showbot.tv.
The Japanese Spear of Irion is ahead of everything by twice as much.
Okay.
Yeah, Japanese Spear of Irion looks like it has it. All right, guys. We will see you guys right back here next week, where Jazz and I will be talking American television. Tune in Thursday where we do more things that make Josh wonder why the fuck he's still working with me, for me, under me. Hashtag power bottom. Good luck to you next time. Bye.
Hi, my name is Water Buffalo, and I hope you've enjoyed this Geek Media Network production. Copyright 2018, you see how that works?
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.